And welcome to Stand Up for Jehovah. Yesterday on the news there was a story about a Mormon boy called Mason Wells. He was a 19-year-old Mormon missionary, and he had been hit by shrapnel in the Brussels attack that happened a few days ago. But the really great thing about this story was that he had also managed to be very close to and survive the Paris attacks recently, and he had also been one block away from the Boston Marathon attack in 2013. So the God of the Mormons had really pulled off some kind of a stupendous hat trick with this young kid, hadn't he? And it made me think maybe I should change and join the Mormons, because clearly their God, Jehovah Smith, is pulling it out of the bag massively here, and that's a really good reason to join them. But then I did a bit of Googling and I came across this story. Now, this is true. I am genuinely not making it up. Well, the true bit is that I came across it. I can't vouch for whether the story is true or not. But I truly came across this story on Facebook, told as if it had happened. And it was an African minister, and he was returning home from a church meeting, and he was crossing a river, as they always do, don't they? They never live on the same side of the river as the church, these African people. They always, for some reason, live between a shark-infested, crocodile-infested river. Can't be both, can it? I know, I'm not that stupid. They always live between a crocodile-infested river and church. Maybe it's to put their God to the test on a weekly basis, rather than just thinking, I'll just live at the other side of the river, or I'll build my own church right here next to my house to save me this death-defying crossing every Sunday. Anyway, he was doing his death-defying crossing, as he did every Sunday, across this crocodile-infested river. And as the story goes, he was carrying his children somehow above his head, maybe on his shoulders. And as he was walking across the river, a crocodile came and grabbed hold of his leg. And he shouted out to his God, whichever God it was, and his God saved him. What happened? The crocodile dragged him down the river some ways, and then there was a tree sticking out, and he must have maybe grabbed hold of the tree, and the crocodile loosened its grip on his leg, and he was saved. Hallelujah, and praise his Lord. And so maybe I should join his religion, whatever it is, but not on the wrong side of the river. Obviously, I'm not that stupid. But then I got confused, because I thought, didn't Jehovah save a Jehovah's Witness in Africa from an alligator or crocodile-infested river when he was coming back from Kingdom Hall, and an alligator or crocodile grabbed hold of his leg and thing? And I got confused then. I thought, well, what do I do? Do I go back to the witnesses? Do I join the African fella? Do I become a Mormon? And then, as if to really compound matters by Googling, I came across this other story called Jesus Did It. And this was a Christian fella, and it was quite a long story, but it started off by saying that he was a teenager and he was depressed, as teenagers are. It's par for the course, isn't it? Oh, I'm so depressed. I want to kill myself. It's all very Harry Enfield, isn't it? I hate you. I want to kill myself. But being American, he could kill himself because you have guns, don't you? Whereas we just in England, we just have to flop about and be all miserable and say, I want to kill myself, and then just go and have a sandwich or something. So this kid, instead of just going and have a sandwich, he went and got his father's gun from the gun cupboard, and he put the gun to the head. He said he put a bullet in the gun. I don't know where the bullets go, maybe in there. Put a bullet in the gun, and he put the gun to his head, and then he said a prayer, as he do, and then he pulled the trigger. Pow! Nothing happened. Nothing happened, because the safety catch was on, and so Jesus had saved him. And so I thought, oh, maybe I should change to the gun-toting saving God. It's all very, very confusing now. But then I thought, no, I know a way around this. I know how to solve this. What I will do is I will compile a spreadsheet, and I'll list all the deities down the first column, and then down the second column I'll list all the numbers of people that they've saved. And then I thought, but what if deities start killing other people's adherents to sort of skew the figures a bit to make their overall batting average of saves look worse? So I also need a column of how many have been killed, because obviously when you have something like the Brussels attack or the Paris attack or any of those terrible things, obviously people die in those events, and some of them will have religions, and therefore we can only assume that their God hasn't saved them, and so that's got to go on the spreadsheet as well. And then I thought, but this is unfair, because say if you're a really big religion like Catholics and you've saved, your deity's saved 10 people, that's a really small percentage overall, isn't it? Whereas if you're a small religion and you've saved 10 people, that might be like 1% of your entire cohort. So what we need is really a percentage column, and we need actual numbers of saved and not saved, and then we need percentages of overall cohort of saved and not saved. And then maybe I could statistically work out which religion would be the best one to join based on the efficacy of the deity doing the saving. And then I thought, this is the 21st century. Surely there's a better way to measure a deity's efficacy than how many people have died or been saved. We shouldn't be dealing in death now. We're past that. Maybe we could get the deities to battle it out in some kind of game show, which would be much more civilised, like I'm a deity, get me out of here, where you could phone in and vote for your favourite deity and vote for which deity you want removed, couldn't you? That would be fair, it'd be a bit more democratic, I feel. Or what about Deity Big Brother? I like that idea. Then you could see how they interact with each other, whether they're spiteful and nasty and killy, or whether they're quite nice and peace and loving. That, you get to see them over an extended period of time in the natural surroundings with other deities. See what kind of deity persons they are. What about Deity Master Chef? That'd be a good one. The deity that can cook the best meal in 30 minutes with some figs, some mascarpone cheese and a tin of peas. I think that would be a great way to judge a deity. I'd definitely be up for that. Entertainment and informative, like a sort of an info entertainment documentary type thing. But then I wondered, what's to say that the deities aren't playing game shows with us? How do we know? How do we know they're not all sat up there and one's going, if I cover one of your lot in boils, I bet I can get him to swear. And then another one goes, I bet I can get mine to raise barns and not use electricity. And then the other one goes, that's nothing. I bet I can get mine to wear wigs and little boxes on their heads. No, you can't do that. I bet I can get mine to stop using aluminium pans. And, no, wait, and there's more. That's rubbish. No, there's more. Stop using aluminium pans, not get vaccinated, and I'll match you not get vaccinated, and I'll raise you and not taking blood. I'll match you not taking blood, and I'll raise you and not using any medication at all. They could well be sat up there having that discussion right now. And then one of them looks down and they're all like, oh, I'm bored. And then they go, oh, look, there's that Mormon kiddie down there. He's slipped on a banana skin and fallen down a grate. And they go, oh, God, don't tell Joseph Smith, will you? We'll never hear the end of it. Thank you for listening to Stand Up for Jehovah.